Today's topic, coping with chaos. How are you managing throughout the day-to-day hecticness of life? And what I really wanted to share was, what do you do for yourself to cope through chaos? It's a challenging one. For me, no doubt you would have guessed, I take myself out into nature and I get to appreciate the microcosm. When things are getting hectic in the bigger world, in the outer world, I come back and look and reflect back into the simplicity of things as a reminder, just to ground me, to find stillness again. I like to notice my environment around me. I like to sense what's going on and feel into what's really going on as to why there may be chaos and what am I creating in my world and why am I positioning myself in a world that's chaotic. So for me, when I find myself in a position like that, I must, absolutely essential, must get myself to something like this. And just, this is simple. It's not difficult to do. Look at anything that's going to bring you some solitude, some stillness, some tranquility, some reflection that brings you ease in amongst all the turmoil that can often happen. What is it that you particularly love to do, and what environment can you immerse yourself into to be able to restore that within yourself? So for me, when I'm reflecting about chaos, I look to things that stem within nature through chaotic periods, and how does nature naturally flow through chaos? So one thing I've come across, and again this is in the botanical gardens, and this is another area from where I was just sitting, and I felt perfect. Have a look at this. This is a stunning specimen of a fern. You can have a look, the canopy is just huge in this conservatory, and it's a Madagascan tropical fern, and it's called Angiopteris evecta, if I've pronounced that correctly. But what I want to show you is, and it's something that I personally can relate to, and it also stems, and you probably see that I do carry this with me, and if you notice that this particular pendant of mine is an ammonite, and it's anywhere between 90 to 120 million years old, and it's found in Mexico. And what I love about the sequence and the shape of this in particular, and why I connect with it so much, it is a very universal symbol for me. It's very much the microcosm as well as the macrocosm, and it's a very universal sign for me that everything stems from chaos in creation, but then turns out to flourish in natural beauty. And another thing that I see in nature to continue to observe is, if you can see this beautiful new growth coming here, and I'll zoom in, you can see that within nature requires chaos in order for its equilibrium. And we at times as humans need to be in chaos in order to appreciate calm and serenity. But within this complex construction in here is what will unfold in this complexity. And you can see multiple layers. Here's the outer, larger layer. Then within here we've got the same repetitious chaotic pattern. And it's the same sequence. And some of you may even know it as what's called the Fibonacci sequence as well. And another, the chaos pattern in itself within plant life, this type of formula, and as well in nature. Another thing you could look up would be the Mandelbrot set, which is the chaos pattern, and it's a mathematical formula that was written to actually show the chaos of the universe and the infinite possibilities through mathematics and what tends to divulge in the depth when looked into it. So just looking it up, what appears from when this particular mathematical sequence is shown in the visual aspect and overlaid with colors, there's this chaotic fractal geometry that appears within this pattern, and within the chaos is an exquisite repetitious pattern very similar to this nature. And whenever it's magnified upon and looked deeper into the image, and when you look it up you'll see for yourself a similar pattern keeps reoccurring. And then there's this one particular image that appears, and they call it the thumbprint of God, because they can't explain why this one common shape appears, and it kind of almost looks like a Buddha type symbol. And if I'm looking here before me here on one of these signs, and I'm not sure whether it'll show up or not, it's a similar, oh it does, look at that, beautiful, and it's a similar shape to this. And what they're showing is the beautiful, majestic combination between mathematics as well as nature. And so we've been, the sequence when it was created is also being pulled apart to look at, can mathematics predict nature, which is an art and a science in itself. So whenever there's chaos appearing, notice it's all part of the big ecological system that we're just a part of in this cosmic soup that we're traveling here on Earth. So as a reminder, get yourself into a place to appreciate the polar opposite and the polarities when times of chaos occur in your life. And if you love what I've got to share, feel free to forward to anybody who may benefit. But also I'd like to engage with you with comments and feedback, but also questions about things that you would love some clarity in your life, or things that are going to improve in the areas of your life, so that you can feel like you can celebrate life and genuinely celebrate living. So feel free to either click up here and subscribe, or leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next post.